All good, we ready?
Yeah.
Cool. So guys, welcome today to the Go-To College Soccer webinar today, where we've got two of our clients, Hattie, Kettle and Grace Foyer, who are going to talk to a little bit throughout this presentation, just about their kind of background and their time in America. Just to start off with, my name's John, the founder of Go-To College Soccer. Just to give you a little bit of background, I went over to America in 2005 to 2009 and had an amazing experience over there. And then when I came back, Go-To College Soccer, I wanted to set up a company that was specific for female players. And the service that we have is dedicated to female players. And from my point of view, we've got two of the best with us today in Hattie and Grace. So I'm just going to throw over to you first, Hattie. Do you want to just give a little bit of a background in your time, I guess, leading up to going to America?
Yeah, so my name's Hattie. I'm from Bracknell, which is just outside of London pretty much. So like all my life I played through academies. I was at Reading till I was 11, and then continued to go through academies. I was at Watford till I was 18, and then got to the point where I kind of thought I wanted to try something new, explore a little bit, and then I found John and his team, and I wanted to experience the college life and go to America to play football. It was always something I wanted to do when I was younger. So I joined when I was 18, and then came to Embry Riddle when I was 19 in 2020. And then, yeah, been here since then pretty much.
Yeah. I'm Grace. So I started playing football when I was probably like 5 or 6. And then I went to York RTC until I was 16, and then went to York City, and then went to Harrogate Town, where John was the coach there. I met Jay Pennick there, who she'd been to America, and she kind of told me about the process and everything like that, and that's when I signed with John. And then, yeah, I got really interested in the idea just to play at a high level and get a degree alongside it. And I came out here in 2020, and I've been here ever since, and I loved it.
Amazing, girls. And yeah, as you say, you've been there since 2020. It seems like yesterday when you first left. So as we kind of go through the presentation, we'll talk about your experiences and how you've been getting on and everything like that, which will really give a great insight into, I guess, what life is like as a student athlete. So just to give you a little bit of a background, kind of what US college soccer is all about. It's the opportunity to go and play full-time football while earning a degree. Most players go at 18. Myself and both Hattie and Grace obviously took a year and went when they were 19, which is no problem as well. And on the soccer side of things, you get the opportunity to train and play in world-class facilities. So I'll throw it over to you, Hattie. If you want to give a little bit of background about, obviously, the facilities at Embry Riddle, but I think a lot of people, they see all these huge Division 1 schools and the amazing facilities there. And obviously you girls are an NCAA Division 2 school. If you want to just talk a little bit about, I guess, the facilities that you guys have got at Embry Riddle.
Yeah, so we're very lucky. We go to a really nice school. We're in Florida, in Daytona Beach. Our school has, I think, around 8,000 students, so it's not too big, but it's also not too small. We have the game field and the practice field, which are right next to each other, and that is a walk away from like the main area of school. So it's like a 5-minute walk over the road. And then that's where you go to all your classes. You have the like student hangout areas. And then on the sports side, yeah, so we have the game field and the practice field next to each other. We have the training room. We have a lifting room, locker room. And this is all, that area is just all for athletes, which is really nice. And it's all within, like, it's all in the same area. So you're able to walk to everything. Yeah, and we have the trainers that come out on the field every day with us. We go to the treatment room before to get treatment, so we're ready for training. And yeah, after training Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, we walk into the lifting room where we do weights and work out like that. So you were very lucky with the facilities and the weather.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think again, it just shows, I guess, the amount of funding and everything like that not just women's soccer gets, but all the athletic department get. When, again, just to give you a little bit of background, I was at the University of Montevallo in Alabama, which had lot smaller than Embry Riddle, 2,500 students, and walking around the facility the first time there, they'd spent $12 million on kind of the sporting complex the year before I got there. So it really just goes to show how seriously the soccer is taken and how well looked after you will be when you're over there. And obviously something we always talk about is go over there, you're a student athlete. Obviously the soccer side of things, I guess, takes care of itself with everything that goes with that. But it's really important that you're going over there and you want to study and gain a degree. So Grace, do you want to just talk, I guess, a little bit about the education side and a little bit about what you're studying at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm studying business finance at the minute. I'm a junior right now, so that's the third year for anyone. And the studies, it's really good. I was a bit unsure before coming, like how it would differ to England and everything like that. So I did my GCSEs and then I went on to do my BTEC at York College. And even with having a year off, like the classes were, I would say, really doable because you've got like a really good kind of support network around you. That's with the athletic side and on campus as well. There's like tutoring centres. There's, you know, you've got the office hours. Hattie said that we have 8,000 students, and I think it was good for me because then there's like 30 people to a classroom, so you have really good interaction with your teacher as well. So we usually do like, I think we do like 3 classes on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 2 classes on a Tuesday, Thursday, which are a little bit longer. They're an hour and 15. We tend to take 15 credits a semester, so that's 5 classes, 3 credits each. But now we're looking on doing our masters next year. Starting next year, we're going to do our accelerated masters. So far it's been really good, and I feel like I've learned a lot. It's a little bit different to England, where England you do all of your exams kind of at the end, but here it's, you know, you've got your homework and your quizzes that you get graded, so it's a lot easier to track your progress, I think, over here compared to England, which I really enjoy because I think you can push yourself, and the team we have here has got really high standards, so high GPA. So yeah, it's been good.
No, definitely. And I think as well on the education side, it gives you a lot more flexibility. Obviously, we have a lot of players who go out there who potentially might not know exactly what they want to study when they go over there, which is absolutely fine because you take your general education classes and you can decide maybe a year or 2 down the line, which again, just gives you that flexibility to study really whatever you want to. And again, just to make a point, going over there, you don't have to study something sport-based. You can, a bit like university here in the UK, you can study kind of whatever you want. So you've got that flexibility as well. And I think something that's sometimes forgotten is obviously the soccer, the education. The third point we've got on here is the life experience. And I know you girls have obviously travelled around a lot and made the most of that at the moment. So I think, Hattie, do you want to just talk a little bit about that whole life experience and kind of what you've gained from going over to America?
Yeah, so I think it's such a valuable skill being able to travel on your own. Like that first plane, like flying on your own, it can be a bit intimidating, but once you've done it, it's a piece of cake. Like, and you learn so much about yourself being able to be independent like that. We've been very lucky. We have a team full of internationals, a lot of Europeans that, like, we all want to travel. We're in America and we go to places that it's never going to be this close. So we've been to Mexico. We went there for spring break. We went to Puerto Rico this spring break, and they're like 2-hour flights. So you think you might as well do it whilst you're here. We went to Miami. We've been to Key West, New York, and obviously you travel a lot of games as well. So we've driven to Georgia a few times. But yeah, I think you've got to make the memories whilst you're here. You're still young. Obviously, we play our football and then we treat ourselves at the end with our success. So yeah, you learn a lot whilst you're here, being on yourself. But yeah, it's very valuable, the memories we make. So it's really fun.
No, definitely. It's something that we say to all our players is take those opportunities when you get them. And as you say, you girls are perfectly based in Florida and have certainly taken those opportunities kind of moving forward. And I'm sure you will continue to do so as you go through. So just to kind of summarise, obviously, we are a little bit biased because I've been through it, you girls are going through it, but we see it as an opportunity of a lifetime to, one, play football at a high level, earn an internationally recognised degree in the process, and obviously live those life experiences as well. And something that's obviously talked about a lot is the scholarship side of things. So I'm just going to touch upon this briefly. because the scholarship side of things can come from two main parts. Obviously, the first part is the football side or the soccer side, in the fact that a coach gets a certain amount of scholarship per year that they can put into their players coming into the program. And then on the flip side of that, you've also got academic scholarship as well. So again, something that we always push to our players is really important that you work hard in the classroom. GCSEs, A-level, BTEC, because the better results you get with them, that can also lead to scholarship as well. So from my point of view on the scholarship side, it's really important that you are pushing yourselves every day as a prospective student athlete and also as a student athlete as well. In the fact that if you work hard in the classroom, obviously your grades will be high. On the soccer side of things, again, work hard in the training pitch, work hard in the games, and that will obviously lead to good scholarship as well. And just to give you a little bit of background from my side of things, when I went over to America, I wasn't on a full scholarship or anything like that. I was probably paying around £5,000 for the first 2 years, but I did well on the pitch. And coach rewarded me for my third and fourth year with more scholarship money, and I worked hard in the classroom as well, which put me, I guess, through an educational barrier in the fact that I started getting academic scholarship as well. So the rewards are there, and as we say at the end, you need to be disciplined, good commitment, and good initiative, and if you do that, the scholarships out there that can be picked up on both the soccer side and the academic side as well. Grace, I'm going to come to you here just for this start of it, because obviously the college soccer season it's a little bit different to the season that we have over here in England. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of explaining, I guess, the main part of the season or the fall season, which runs kind of late July through to kind of, I guess, mid-November, late November. And then Hattie will come over to you just to talk a little bit about the spring season and how that differs. So yeah, over to you, Grace.
Yeah, so we usually go home for summer, so you end up coming back to America late July, do pre-season for a few weeks, and then in that pre-season you have 5 pre-season games. So they're games that don't count towards your record, kind of. And then, so this season we're starting on the 16th of September. That's our first conference game. So that's your first league game. We have 11 teams in our conference. Yeah. So we're going to have 10 conference games. We play Wednesday and Saturday, so usually twice a week. So it's quite jam-packed, and then we finish, I think ends October 31st. So between September and October, we get all them games in. In terms of training, when we play on a Wednesday, a Thursday will be lighter, and then Friday will be more like tactical based and lighter again, ready to play on a Saturday. And then your Sunday will be a recovery session, Monday will be off. So your training sessions in the fall, they look a little bit lighter and more tactical. We do film sessions as well, really getting us ready for the games. So then up until the October the 31st, that's the league, so that's the conference. And then after that, you then go into the top 6 teams in the conference go to our conference is the SSE, the Sunshine State Conference. And we'll go into the tournament. So that's almost like a cup, if you like, in English terms. So then you've got the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and then the final for that. So you can win the conference, you can win the tournament. And then after the tournament, 2 leagues come together and they make a region, and the top 6 teams in the region, they go on to nationals. So the nationals is the whole of America. The top teams in each region go, and then it's like 2 sides of the bracket, and then you go as far as you can with that, and that can take you as far as December. So yeah, it's quite intense, a little quite short, but it's really fun being so intense because you work so hard in the summer to then go on and play in the fall twice a week, and it's very professional. My favourite time of the year is pre-season, really, when we just come and we train on a morning, we have breakfast and lunch, and then we train again in the afternoon, go home and sleep, and then we do it again for like 2 or 3 weeks. That's my favourite time of the year, when all we do is play football.
Amazing. And do you want to just talk a little bit, Grace, about, I guess, the first pre-season, because it's something we talk about to our players all the time, is how fit and how athletic they need to be. So was it a bit of a shock to you, or how did you find that first pre-season?
I think with the work that I did over summer, so we got given a fitness packet, and I've followed that as much as I could. I actually came in through COVID, so I had a lot of time, wasn't working. All I did was work out, but I got myself to a level where I wasn't dying in pre-season. It was still hard because of the weather coming to Florida. You kind of had to acclimatize to the temperature, and like you've got to change, taking on more water and everything like that. But I think we both did really well coming in our first year. But you can't just train for 2 weeks before pre-season. It's got to be like a all summer. You've got to get yourself your fitness up, and I think that was months of preparation really to get us to that stage. It wasn't just you turn yourself on 4 weeks before you come out here. But yeah, you've really got to put in the work. But I think if you're consistent and you're doing it, then it's easy if you do it right.
Yeah, as well. I think you're right, because again, just to kind of give everybody a bit of an idea, pre-season over there might be kind of 2-3 weeks long. So it's really important that you go over there kind of ready to hit the ground running. And those first 2 or 3 weeks are always tough. As Grace said, you're probably going to be training twice a day. So from that side of things, in the heat and everything like that, it is difficult, especially that first year. But on the flip side of that, when you get into season, for me, it took me to another level because I'd never been as fit as that. I'd never been as athletic. And then, as Grace said, you're into the main part of the season, which might be 22 games within a 3-month period. So again, it's intense, but it's brilliant. You're playing 2 games a week, and it's just plenty of soccer alongside the studying side. And then, as you say, right, Christmas break, kind of mid-December to mid-January, so you get 4 weeks off, sorry. And then Hattie, if you want to just talk a little bit about the spring season, which obviously runs from kind of mid-January through to early May.
Yeah. So we're in our spring season now. We don't play any official competitive games, so there's no league, no conference or anything like that. But we played 5 friendlies, like if you say, but we played 3 conference teams and then 2 other teams out of conference. And this spring is like you work Monday to Friday, you train, you lift 3 times a week. So it's a bit more like they focus a lot on lifting, getting you strong, ready for summer. Like they're pushing you off to be ready over summer. But spring's good. It's more fun. Like you get your weekend still, but you still play football Monday to Friday, so it's still intense. Yeah, what else about spring?
Yeah, a lot of the spring is to prepare us for the fall as well. So we do a lot of we still do tactical work. We've done film. Like, although it's friendlies, like it's still competitive to us because we're playing against conference teams, so we want to win. And we've done really well this spring. We've gone undefeated and we've conceded a goal. So that's been important for us to then roll on to the fall. So we go in with some confidence. It's a little bit. I think it's more development in the spring and, personal development, and also then working up so that we're at a level for when the freshmen come in the fall, that we're ready and that we all know what we're doing to teach it to them as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the good thing about the spring is because the fall, the main part of the season is so intense, you get to the spring and it allows you a bit more time to do your studying and maybe take a few extra hours in the classroom. You might have a job on campus where obviously as part of your student visa, you can work 20 hours a week. So it just allows you to do a little bit more things like that. But as you say, you're still training regularly 5-6 times a week. So you're still getting kind of plenty of soccer as well. And then obviously as the summer comes, you normally finish end of April, early May. You've got a couple of options which you can do over the summer. Majority of people kind of go home. I came home and I worked at home and saved some money. There's the opportunity, which I know you girls are going to be doing this summer, is playing in the summer league, which again, you can't get paid a wage for, but they cover the cost of your housing and your transport and kind of everything that goes with that, which again is a great experience. Or if you wanted to do some coaching over the summer, we've got a partnership with Challenger Sports, who run sports camps throughout America, which you can work for and also get a pretty decent wage as well. So there's certainly options for you to do over the summer. But as the girl said, the summer is about, again, making sure that you're ready for that pre-season and coming in for the pre-season at 100% to hit the ground running. So I just thought Hattie, I'll throw it over to you to start with, if that's all right. If you want to just give an example of what a day in the life of a student athlete is like. I know you girls obviously love the photo that's on there of you girls winning the conference and winning the regional. But if you just talk a little bit about, maybe just talk a little bit about in the fall what a day in the life looks like with school and with the soccer side as well.
Yeah, so on a regular midweek training day, we'd probably wake up at around 7:30, 7:40, drive over to training. We live about 10 minutes away, so it's not too bad. Drive to training, get treatment, like roll and stretch, so you're warm to ready to go out. We have to be on the field for 8:45, and we start practice at 9. And then we'll practice for hour and 15 minutes probably. And then after training as a team, we go into the lifting room. We have like 2 lifting coaches, and then we have an app which shows us like everything that we need to do, all our reps and everything like that. So that's cool. Get our lifting, and then after that we get treatment. So ice baths, Normatec boots, cupping, massages, anything like that we need. Our team has our own trainer, so you go to your trainer for like whatever individual things you need. After that, people go to class. Everyone's schedules are a little bit different, but we normally have class 11 o'clock, and then we have an hour break, so we'll grab some lunch, and then we have another class until 2 o'clock. So at 2 o'clock, you're pretty much done for the day. Apart from days like Wednesday and Saturday where we'll have a game. So some games we have away, so we'll leave. Our furthest game's Miami, which is 4 hours. Our closest is like an hour. So some days you might miss a few classes to go to games, but the teachers don't mind, like your coaches sign letters for you. But yeah, it depends day to day, but Wednesdays, Saturdays, game days. And yeah, we normally do training in the morning to try and stay out of the sun and make sure the grass is a little bit wet for us, but yeah.
Amazing. And something you touched upon, Grace, as well, is the support that you get kind of when you're over there. And something I get asked a lot about is, I guess, the scheduling of classes around the soccer. So again, the girls have touched upon it, but the two won't clash as such. Where I was, it was kind of the reverse of what you girls do, in the fact that we kind of had classes in the morning, 8 till 12, and then had practice in the afternoon from kind of 3 till 5. So it depends where you go as such, with regards to how that's scheduled. But the soccer and the education won't clash. So there's kind of no problem on that side. And again, you just touched upon Hattie about kind of the away trips. Grace, do you want to just talk, I guess, a little bit about the away trips, and maybe specifically, I think it was this season you went to Columbus State, and just kind of give us a bit of an idea of what, I guess, one of those longer kind of away trips looks like, and how well looked after you are on those away trips.
Yeah, so we went to Columbus State for the Nationals last year. We're actually going again this pre-season in October. So when we go, that's for anyone that's like Georgia from Florida, it's about a 6-7 hour drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up playing a game on a Friday and a game on a Sunday in August. So what we'll do is we'll go up on the Thursday, we'll stay Thursday night in a hotel, and then we'll play Friday, stay Friday night and Saturday and recover, and then we'll play again on the Sunday. So you get everything provided. So you stay in a hotel, get your breakfast, lunch and dinner, get so much food. It's really good. It's nothing that I've personally experienced, but I think that's one of the things coming over here, is that you get looked after. I touched on pre-season. So for 3 weeks in pre-season, we get meals provided, so that when the workloads, like I said, we train twice a week. If the workload's going up, our coaches provide the food for us, which is really nice. Yeah, the away trips are so fun because it's a lot of team bonding. You know, you're all together. You get looked after. You're playing games. Like we made a quiz last year, and it was really fun just getting to know everyone. So that's like a really good time in the year to, I guess, team bond and get to know everybody.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the main thing, as you touched upon there, is you are treated like a professional. So the food, stay in nice hotels, you are well looked after. And as you say, those away trips are pretty special for kind of getting to know kind of all the other players and stuff like that, which is really nice. So I just want to touch upon just a little bit about obviously how we help our players. So first point there is it's a bespoke service specialising just solely in women's soccer. And we're the only company out there that does that. It's our passion. It's what we love doing. And we love offering these opportunities for players when they go over there. Really important from my side of things that the guidance, it says from start to finish, but there really isn't a finish. So it's certainly not a case of kind of once you're on that flight, that's it. You kind of left to your own devices, a bit like the girls here, Grace and Hattie. We speak regularly, whether it's in season, whether it's out of season, whether it's me just being really jealous of where they are in the country and living those life experiences. But we follow it all the way through, and we also have the option for players if you're obviously of a good enough level when you come back to go into the professional game. As that continues to grow over here in the UK, and when you come back at kind of 22, 23, I feel like you're more ready mentally, physically to go into that environment, and you're playing at such a competitive environment as a student athlete that it's the perfect platform to do that if it's what you want to do when you kind of finish. And again, Hattie, I just want to kind of throw it over to you. Obviously, probably seems a long time ago now, but when you were speaking with different coaches and different things like that, obviously the options and the individual promotion from my side of things is really important to look to get what is the best fit for you.
Yeah, so the whole process can be quite overwhelming. Obviously, you go to the showcase and then you receive however many emails from coaches all from these different places in America. But I think the most important thing is to just take a deep breath, maybe even write down all the places or where they are in America, look up the locations, the schools, how many people are in the school, coaches, and then you'll have opportunities to have phone calls with coaches, which is nice. Get to know them a little bit, their style of play, what kind of degree programs they have there, because every school's different. So that's important to know as well. But like John was obviously extremely helpful because he knows so many of the coaches and he knew us as well. So kind of helped fit things together and find the right match for you. Obviously everyone's different. So, but yeah, John and his team are really helpful in that sense.
Yeah, and from my point of view, what I always say is obviously the final decision is always down to the players, and obviously the parents and guardians are all involved as well. But I'm there to help you through my, as Hattie says, through my experiences with different coaches and different places. So I can certainly get involved in that part of things if players want me to do that as well. And one of the first things a coach will see is a highlight video. So we take care of all of that. We make sure that that's an in-depth highlight video, and it just showcases what you're about as a player. And then a lot of the times on top of that, coaches will want to see full game footage as well, or they get the opportunity to come and watch our players at the showcase events, which we run in July and December. And again, Grace, just want to bring you in. Do you want to just talk a little bit about your experience in obviously the December showcase, which must have been 2019, and just talk about kind of your experience in that.
Yeah, so I actually signed with John like probably the year before, but then had made the decision that I wanted to try maybe a university in England. A few days before the showcase, changed my mind, and John was very accommodating to that, had me there, and we played. And after that, I had a lot of, like Hattie said, a lot of recognition from coaches, if you say. So a lot of emails or speaking to coaches on the day. But I think without John, like I wouldn't have been able to get any offers from coaches really, because that showcase is what put me out there. I'm a highlight reel, but it wasn't as good at that time. So the showcase is really important to get viewed, if you like, from coaches. There's about, when I was there, maybe like 40 coaches, was there? 40 coaches there. So, and it's obviously broadcasted as well online. So you're getting a lot of coaches seeing you on that day. I don't think there's a better platform out there really to get seen, because if you're doing it yourself, I think it's impossible. And even the process with visas and everything like that after that, like John, you were there, and I have no idea how I would have been able to do any of that paperwork or any of the decisions without John. Like you helped me when I had I kind of had two colleges in the end that I was umming and ahhing about, and you gave me good advice of what to do, and I took it on board and then was able to make a decision from there. But yeah, it sets you up really well, the showcase and the highlight reels and everything like that.
No, definitely, and just to kind of make people aware as well. Obviously, since COVID, there was a travel ban and everything like that. So kind of 2020, 2021 worked a little bit differently. So we brought a company in that live streamed the showcase events, and we've continued to do that now as well. And it just offers that opportunity and platform to players to really showcase their talent in front of, as you say, potentially 40, 50 coaches in the December one that come over, and hundreds that watch a live stream as well. And from an admissions point of view, obviously the SAT exam, you get the official study guide, the visa interview, which again has changed a little bit these days. Not everybody has to go for a visa interview. You can just kind of send your details off, which is a lot easier. I know it's obviously very stressful for you girls going through COVID, but we got you through that and got you over there. And then again, one of the big things that we look at is the go-to kind of community, something that we see is very special. We have a lot of girls that finish and become ambassadors and obviously help us at events, which I know you girls have done as well. So you become part of this kind of bigger network and a bigger community, which we think is obviously very special as well. Just to touch upon a few kind of one-off fees that just need to be considered, obviously, before you go over to America. You've got the SAT exam. Now, the SAT exam, you can take that more than once if you need to, but majority of players only take it once. Again, Hattie, do you want to just, you took the SAT, didn't you?
No, we didn't take it because of COVID.
Because of the COVID, yeah, that's right. So again, the SAT is multiple choice. It's maths and English, and it's basically two parts. And again, they've made it digital at the start of 2023, which again, it's a couple of hours long now rather than 4 hours. So as part of the service, you get the official guide, but the SAT is something that players take before going over there. You've got the visa application fee and the CVIS fee. The visa process is one of the last things you do before kind of heading over there. You get your I-20, and then you can obviously send your stuff off. And again, we have step-by-step guide to help you all the way through that. There's a grade evaluation fee, which again, not every school needs, but basically they just evaluate your GCSE certificates to make sure that they're real. And then finally, you've got potentially player eligibility centre. So if you go into the NCAA or the NAIA, that player eligibility centre just basically makes sure that, one, you haven't played professional or had an agent, and two, you've got the grades to play at those levels. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of those kind of, I guess, one-off costs just to think about before kind of going over to America. And then, as I said before, we follow the process all the way through. So even when you've finished and you've graduated, there's still options for you kind of after you've been to college. Grace, going to throw it over to you. I know it's obviously a couple of years away at the moment, but from my point of view, as I say, we follow the process all the way through. So if you have any thoughts about what you're looking to do kind of once you finish, or?
Well, yeah, I think coming over here, you mentioned it before, that the professional environment that you're in now it sets you up, and I feel like I've developed so much being here in a professional environment that, like, I have got hopes to play after college as well. Like, I know I speak to you a lot, and you've helped with playing in this summer, so that's going to be another stepping stone to get that rolling as well, and play in the pre-professional league, the USLW league in summer. So yeah, a couple of years away, but I'm still hoping that I can play after college and play at a good level.
And what about you, Hattie?
Yeah, same. I'm looking to play after college, whether it's in America or if it's in Europe somewhere. They're setting up a new professional league here, I think next year in the US, so could be a good opportunity for us. But it's just like the opportunities in women's football at the moment are just growing and growing, like especially after the Euros. It's so popular now and so many people want to play, and I think it's getting taken a lot more seriously, and we're getting treated like real professionals. So yeah, it's definitely something we'd like to go into. We have a lot of European friends like Norway, Sweden, places like that. So there are a lot of opportunities. So yeah, hopefully after college, play pro somewhere. That's the goal.
No, definitely. And again, from my point of view, we work closely with a management company over here in the UK who can help provide those opportunities. And again, I work very closely with them when players come back to make sure that they are well looked after. And again, we'd all love to go professional, I guess, but it's not there for everybody. So if you come home and obviously you've got that degree in the back pocket and you're going into the working world, we can help you with that as well, whether it's resumes, CVs, or just some advice on that side of things, which again is, for me, is really important. That, as I say, it's all the way through the process, and we feel that's one of the most important things that we do when we help our players. I think, girls, just to finish up, come to you first, Grace. Just any advice, I guess, that you'd give anybody looking to potentially go down this route and kind of maybe just talk again. Have you had any regrets about doing it or kind of anything like that? Because I know, as you said before, you were kind of, I guess, an hour and potentially staying in the UK. But yeah, just any advice you'd give the players.
Yeah. Just an advice I'd give is just for everyone, even whoever watches this, to just consider it as an option, even if you haven't thought about it before. Do your research, because I really do not regret a thing. And it's funny because we always speak as a team. A lot of the internationals here, we've got over half the teams international, and especially a lot of the Swedes plan to come out for a year and, you know, see how it is. But all of them would never go home. Like, it's one of the best things I've ever done. So I would definitely say just do it if you can. If I could tell you to do it and you do it, but no, just enjoy. If you are going through it, just enjoy every single minute and enjoy speaking to the coaches, because even now that I'm over here, the coaches that we've spoken to before, like, we play against them, and it's good contacts, and you know, you get to know people as well. But 100% go for it. I would say that.
And Hattie, just to finish up with you, any last words?
Yeah, obviously it's an amazing opportunity. Even if you go and you don't like it, but you should still try. If you're speaking to coaches, anything like that, make sure you're like doing your research, looking at the schools, looking at the degree programs, size of school, location of the school, like what you're near. But yeah, like as I said, the women's football's growing a ridiculous amount, so it's just getting better and better out here. The funding's getting better and better. Opportunities back home are getting better. So yeah, go for it.
Amazing, girls. Thanks so much. Enjoy that Florida sunshine, and I'll hopefully see you over the summer at some stage.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you. See you later.